Hello, my wonderful students. Welcome back to my channel. So, today we are going to see Class 5 EVS. This is the new book of Class 5 2025's book. Okay. So, we have Unit 1 Life Around Us. In this, we have two lessons. The first one would be Water, the Essence of Life, and second chapter is Journey of River. So today we are going to see water, the essence of life. Students, I have created a WhatsApp group for class 5. There I'll be sharing exam important questions, sample question papers, test papers, okay? So if you want, you can click the link which is given in the description box and kindly join the WhatsApp channel. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe that over, okay? So first we will see water, the essence of life. Okay, it is raining. Afreen rushed to the window where Jyoti was already watching tiny raindrops slide down the glass. So we have Afreen and Jyoti, both girls. What happened? Afreen first rushed near the window and Jyoti was already there watching tiny raindrops, the raindrops slide down the glass. Where do you think all this water comes from? And where does it go? So they both are thinking actually this tiny water from where it is coming. After that, where it goes, asked Afrin. Come, let us follow the journey of water. So the journey of water begins from here. But first, let us see how much water there is on earth. So, how much water there is on earth? Although most of the earth's surface is covered with water, the majority is salty, leaving less amount of fresh water. Correct? Yes, the earth is surrounded by water. But when you see the water, if it's 100% water, nearly 80% water is like salty water. For example, the water which is in ocean, it is sea, all those waters, or it is not drinkable. Everything is like salty waters. Okay, all living beings, people, animals, birds and plants depends on fresh water to survive. That is correct, students. We cannot drink or we cannot take salt waters. So people, even animals, birds and plants, they depend on only fresh water to survive. Okay, it is essential for drinking, growing crops, and carrying out daily activities. Many plants and animals also live in fresh water. Without water, life would not be possible. That is correct. And this is your exam important question. Okay. So they might ask you a question, explain the uses of fresh water. So you have to write it. Fresh water is essential for drinking, growing crops, and carrying out daily activities. Even many plants and animals also live in fresh water. Without water, life would not be possible. Important question. Okay, in social, normally they will not ask direct questions, they will ask questions from the paragraph which is given like this. Okay, so students, I in full video I'll be explaining the questions in between each and every page, so you have to note it down. Okay, wherever I put a mark like this, it's an important question. Okay, next. Now imagine if all the water on the earth were in this glass, then the fresh water would be as much as the teaspoon. I told you, right, the percentage of water. So example, this is the example I'm giving. This is the water all over the earth, the complete water. And how much percentage of water is a fresh water? Only a spoon is fresh water. Okay. So just compare the difference. In 2 ml of water, only 5 ml of water is fresh water. Less all 195 ml water is salt water. Okay. Do you think we can drink the water present in the ocean? So, what happened? The answer you can write. So, I'll be giving all the answers here itself, students. No, we cannot able to drink the water present in the ocean as it is salty. Okay. Next, what can ocean water be used for? So, what can the ocean water be used for? Can anyone give me any ideas in what ways we cannot able to drink the water which is present in ocean? But what are the ways we can use this ocean water? So, they paste the answer here. So, seawater or ocean water contains different dissolved salt and other chemicals. For example, look at this picture. The salt pans of Gujarat are vast flat lands where seawater is dried to collect salt. It is one of the largest salt producing area in India. Students, this is going to be your 1 mark question, also 2 mark question. 1 mark question, also 2 mark question. They'll ask you which state produce large areas of salt. So the answer would be Gujarat. Or else they will ask you to describe about the salt pans in Gujarat. Okay, so you have to frame the salt pan of Gujarat are vast flat lands where seawater is dried. So look at this picture. So this water is sea water. So what they will do, they will dry the sea water in hot sun. So hot sun they will dry it. So all the waters will get evaporated. Everything will get evaporated and we will get the salt here. This is the purest form of salt. Okay. So next activity 1. Where can we find fresh water? Identify the different freshwater sources from the image given below and write their names. Okay. So where else we can get the fresh water? We need to identify and write their names. Okay. So we will write the first one. Okay. First we will write the names and then we will circle whether it's a fresh water which is a drinkable water or not. So we have pond and this is sea and we have iceberg and we have a lake here and this is groundwater and this is a river and this is a well and rainwater. So we have rainwater. So now we will circle the where we can find the fresh water. I'm going to circle the fresh waters here. So pond, yes, it is a fresh water, but if you see we will have small fishes will be inside. It is a fresh water, but when you have to go home, you have to boil this water and drink. But yes, it is a fresh water. It is not a salty water. Sea water, no, it is not fresh water because it is mixed with like salt and icebergs. Yes, this is a fresh water. And lake, fresh water. Groundwater, again fresh water. River, again a fresh water. Well, yes, it is a fresh water. And this is the purest form of water, rainwater. Okay, this is your 1 mark question, student. Okay, Jyoti was curious. Is there a water in the air too, as a snow, and is a snow a form of water? So Jyoti is asking whether there is a water in air too, and is a snow is form of a water. What water has different forms. We already know the different forms of water is liquid, as in the rain, solid, as in the ice, and vapor, as in the steam. Okay, so this one very important. So, three different forms of water. You have to write liquid, solid, and vapor. Okay, and if you have, they give examples. You have to rain, as a iceberg, and as a steam. Okay, this is like your 2 mark, and it will might ask be in 5 mark also. Okay, so let us understand more about through this simple activity. So we are into activity page now. So activity, let's see. So take a steel glass, put some ice cube in it, observe the small water droplets forming on the glass. So here this is the steel glass one, and there is another steel glass. So if you put ice inside this glass, I'll zoom it and show you students. Is it visible? Yes. We can able to see small water droplets here. Correct? Yes, I'll zoom this out back to the normal screen. So where do these water droplets come from? So what happens to the ice cubes after they left in the glass? After some times, if we eat water, what will happen to it? Okay, we will write the answer one by one. So why this water droplets is coming out? Okay, so let me write the answer for this question now. So why do these water droplets come from? Students, you have to understand from where we are getting these water drops. Okay, so now we are placing a glass of water. That water will be in a it's in a normal state. It is not cold. But when you put some cold ice cubes in the glass, it becomes very cold. So, what will happen? Water vapor on the air, which is like surrounding the room or surrounding the places, loses energy, and those air come contact with the cold glass water and gets converted into liquid state, which you see as a water droplets. Okay, for example, wait, let me draw and show you. So imagine this green color is the air surrounded in the room, but we cannot able to see. Just this is an imagination, okay? And that will come contact near to this glass when the glass is colder, okay? But that this will not go to this glass because this water is not colder. So it will come near to contact, and the once it touches the glass, the air will turn into liquid form. So that is the water droplets. Okay, and I'll write you the answer also. So these are very important questions, students. Okay, or else I'll just paste it over. I'll have already typed it. I'm just pasting it over to you. Okay, I'll change it to black. So, water vapor on the air loses energy coming with contact with cold glass of water and get converts into liquid state. Liquid state, which we see as water droplets. Okay. Next, what happened to the ice cube after they left in the glass for some times? So what will happen? Look at the image 2. It is already melted and their temperature will come to normal. So the ice cubes will melt down. So after some time, the ice cubes will melt down and the water temperature will match the room temperature. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, I don't know why this is not that much visible. Okay, so after some times, the ice cube will melt down slowly and the water temperature will match the room temperature. It's always depends upon the climatic condition, whether if you are in like a very coldest country, maybe in Arctic or Antarctica, it is very difficult for the water to goes to the melting state. The ice will remain the same. Wherever if you are in a very hottest place like a desert, it will melt in fraction of second. Okay, it always depends upon the surroundings. Next, if we heat the water, what will happen to it? So it will heat. When we eat, the water will get evaporated. Here if you see, the evaporation is happening, so it will get evaporated. So the water will get evaporated. Okay, so next, in the above activity, what forms of water did you see? So what are the forms of water we see? We saw the solid form, the ice cube, and the liquid form of water, and the evaporation form also we see. So we saw liquid, vapor, and solid. So we can write, I saw three forms of water, which is solid, liquid, and gas or vapor. Okay. So next, so this question is also important question for your exam. This one. Okay. So next, observing changes. Activity, I observe. Ice melting, water boiling, water in sunlight for 3 days. So what is happening? So what is the form of water? So ice melting. What is the form of water here? Ice is melting. So it is from solid to liquid. So I observe, you can write, it turns solid to liquid form. Okay, solid to liquid form. Water boiling, liquid to vapor form. Next we have water in sunlight for 3 days. Yes, it is again liquid to vapor form. It will get evaporated. Okay. Next, through these experiments, we found out that water can change into into steam, ice, and stream, and it can also turn into its liquid form. Yes, that is true. Water cycle. So now we will see water cycle. Water cycle is also important, student. Okay, let us understand how such changes take place in nature. So first of all, we will see water cycle. So take a transparent bag. Okay, you have to take a transparent bag. Use a marker to draw sun, cloud, trees, and arrow on shown in the picture. Here, look at the picture here. Fill one third of it with colored water. So here you have to fill with colored water. Tip, you can use blue paint or food dye for this. Okay, colored water, you can mix a blue ink, maybe light blue ink into the water, or some food dye. Seal the bag tightly to prevent any leakage. So you have to seal the bag very tightly. Place it in a sunlight. No, you have to place in the sunlight. After a few hours, observe the changes inside the bag. So after placing in the sunlight, you have to observe what changes is going to happen in the bag. I observe water heats up. How does water heats up? Sunlight. So water is getting heats up. How it is heats up? That is because of the sunlight. The water is getting heated up. Water droplets formed inside the cover. So water droplets formed inside the cover. So now you have to raise the question, how does the water droplet formed inside the cover? So the question is, I'll type it. You have to raise a question. How does the water droplets formed inside the cover? Okay. Now we'll go back to this one. So here we saw the water droplets outside the glass as the atmosphere air that get contracted to the colder object and it became as a water droplet. Likewise, here inside the cover or inside the bag which you have taken, there will be air inside the bag, right? So that will get contracted and that will become as a water droplet. Okay, you have to understand very carefully, students. So this is like outer side air coming contracted to the colder one. Here we have some air inside the cover or inside the bag which you are taken, the transparent bag. Before closing, air will be there inside. So once you sealed completely, what will happen? The water is getting heat up there, right? Again, the air inside the water bag which you have taken, that will turn as a droplet. I will type it here now. Okay, so you have to write the air inside the cover gets converted into droplets. Okay. Next. As you have seen in the above activity, the sun's heat causes the water to turn into water vapor. When water vapor cools, it forms small droplets inside the bag. Eventually, these droplets fall back down. That is correct. So, what happened when the sun heat causes the water turns into water vapor? We know that. But again, the water vapor cools and it forms as a droplet. Okay, and again that will go to the bag only. It cannot go outside, it will go inside the bag only. Eventually, these droplets fall back down in the bag. Similarly, in nature, heat causes water from different sources like oceans, rivers to become water vapor. So look at this picture. We have sun, we have water here. So after heat, what is happening? So here it is like very heat from sun, very heat, hot, and the waters are getting evaporated. The waters are getting evaporated now. Okay. Water evaporates from the water vapor from the clouds which comes down as a rain, snow and hail. So here what happened? It becomes as a cloud here. You can able to see the water drops in the cloud and after that it converts as rain, snow and hail. This water goes back to rivers, lakes and ocean again. Again, this constant circular movements of water in the nature is called as a water cycle. So what will happen? This cycle will be keep on happening. Okay, every day sun will come, water will evaporate, again it goes to clouds, again rain will come, fill the ocean, ponds, rivers and lake, again sun, it's going to evaporate. So this is a circle. So this circle is called as a water cycle. Okay, and this is your 5 mark question. Important. Okay. So next we have groundwater. So groundwater is one of the fresh water students, sources of fresh water. Okay. Let us find out what happens to rainwater when it comes down. Okay. Take a so this is activity 4. Take a transparent glass. Fill half with the soil. So here we have filled half with soil. Slowly pour water into the soil using a spoon. Observe what happens. So here we have filled the glass with soil, half glass, and slowly we are pouring the water. Okay, so what will happen? See, the soil absorbs the water. It absorbs the water. Okay, so likewise, when it rains, some water is soaked up by the soil. Yes, it is soaked by the soil. You can also see, students, if it is raining in the morning 6 o'clock, everywhere we can able to see the water. But after like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, when we go see outside, the water will be not there. Okay, what will happen? The water will soaked by the soil. Okay, that's why we are telling to plant many trees. So if we plant many trees, we can avoid soil erosion also. Okay, so soil is very, very important to observe, to get the water soaked. Okay, this water sinks through the layers of soil and rocks. So what will happen? This water sinks through layer of soils and rocks. The water gets the water that gets stored deep underground is called as groundwater. Important question. So what is called as a groundwater? Now you have to write, when it rains, some water is soaked up by the soil. This water sinks through the layer of soil and rocks. The water gets stored up deep under the deep underground is called groundwater. Okay. So we digs well, bore well, tube well and hand pump to draw this water from the ground to use. Okay. Next. I think we can see this in part 2 video, or we have few more pages. Okay, we will complete few more pages. Okay. So we have activity 5 now. Tick the image that will help in groundwater recharge. Okay, concrete road, green lawn, paved area. Okay, so tick the image that will help the groundwater recharge. Okay, so here we have green lawn and paved area. So here in between we can able to see there is some spaces so that the water will get absorbed. Okay, but here it is a concrete road, it is not possible, but here it is possible. We have a green valley. Okay, here we have 100%, here there is a chance of 60%. Okay, in cities with many cemented surface, rainwater cannot go into the ground easily, which stops groundwater from getting recharged. Okay, so this is also your important questions. They will ask, in cities, why groundwaters are not getting recharged. So you can write the answer. In cities there were many cemented surface like concrete road, so the rainwater cannot go into the ground easily, which stops the groundwater from getting recharged. Okay, this is also important. I am marking it, student. Next, surface water. So, what is surface water? River, pond, lakes, etc. are natural source of fresh water in addition to groundwater. So, in addition to groundwater, we do have rivers, ponds, lakes, and these are natural source of fresh water in addition to groundwater. Do you ever wonder how river flows? So, do you know how rivers flows? A river often begins its journey from up in the mountains and flow down across the land. Let us understand through this activity. So, here we have activity 6. Material required, we need an old newspaper, a cup of mustard seeds and other small seeds. Okay, take a sheet of newspaper and crumble it like this to create folds. So like this, crumble it. Take another sheet and place it over on the crumbled one. So you have to place it over. Press it down so that the slopes are gentle. So you have to press this down so that the slope will get created. Okay. Now slowly pour the mustard seed from the cup on the highest point of the slope here. This point is the highest point of the slope. So when we pour it, what will happen? The mustard seed will flow wherever the way it can find. So here we have way. So here it's flowing, it's here, it is here, it is here, it is here. Like this, rivers are formed. Mustard seed is the example for water. Okay. Observe the movement of the seed. So, what do you observe about mustard seed? I observe the mustard seed, the flow, how the water goes from a goes to different states. You can write, or else. Okay, I'm going to write. What do you see about? Okay, I observe that mustard seeds running in different direction as the paper is crumbled. Okay, crumbled. Okay, next, are they moving in straight line or do they spread into different direction? Yes, we did mention, yes, they are spreading. So they are spreading out in a different direction as the paper is crumbled. Okay, next, are they collecting in some areas? Do they gather like water gathered in lakes, rivers and so on? Yes, if you see the middle part here, this place, the mustard seed, it's not flowing, it is just stayed here. Okay, this place is called as a, it might be a pond, it might be a river or it might be a lake. Okay, the large area. So yes, you have to write yes, they gather like water in lakes, rivers and ponds. Yes, they gather like water in lakes, ponds and rivers, etc. Okay. Next, water flows stops, or curves according to the shape of the landform in its path. The flow of water can also change the shape of the land. Of course, yes. On the basis of activity 6 with mustard seed, discuss how some river flow towards Arabian Sea while some flow to Bay of Bengal. Okay, students, this is an activity. So we need to discuss like some rivers flows to Arabian Sea while some flows towards Bay of Bengal. I'll show you a picture so that this will be like helpful for you. Okay. Now look at this picture, students. I have taken from internet. So see this one. So we have few rivers. So Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri. Those are flowing to Arabian Sea. But here we have few other rivers like Mahanadi goes to Bay of Bengal, and we have few other rivers like Narmada, Godavari. Those goes to West Bengal. Sorry, Bay of Bengal. Okay. And in map for sure they will ask you, they will give you river map, students. Later I'll teach you like how to mark the river maps very easily. Okay, so look at this. The Luni river originated in the Aravalli range in Rajasthan. This is the only major Indian river that does not drain into a sea. Instead, it's end up the martial lands of the Rana of Kutch in Gujarat. So this river, it does not end up to any sea because it's filling up the marsh land in Rajasthan. Okay, and this question they might ask you in 1 mark question. Okay, always do study these do you know things. Okay, so this is the picture, students. So we have ice cap, mountains, glacier. So this is and all very very important. Ice cap. So we have mountains, and what is happening? Ice is getting melted here. It is getting melted, and we have waterfalls. After that, we have river. So the river, what happened? We have valleys. So the river will get filled up with small lakes, and we have dune. Here, this one is the dune, and we have desert. So it flows. It flows like this, and finally, where it goes, it reaches the sea. Okay, our lifeline rivers in India. This map of India shows some of the major rivers. Let me see if I can able to zoom it. Okay, is it visible, students? Okay, I will take a screenshot. 1 minute. I think now it will be visible. Okay, So see this one, Brahmaputra, Ganga, Yamuna, Narmada, Tapati, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri. So these are the major rivers in India, and this will come in 5 mark question in map. They will be given, so you will be marking all the rivers, okay, in river map. I told you, right? This is the same one, okay. So I'll go back to the normal screen. Okay, follow the flow. In the map, you can see the river flowing in different direction. Some flow into Bay of Bengal and some into Arabian Sea. Observe and fill the table. So we have Godavari, move towards the Bay of Bengal or move towards Arabian Sea. So where is Godavari? Godavari is here. This is Bay of Bengal. So move towards Bay of Bengal. Okay, I will zoom again. Okay, I will tick it over so it will be easy for you. So this one is Bay of Bengal. So this one here, Bay of Bengal. And we have Arabian Sea here. Okay. So first they have asked Godavari. So where is Godavari? Here. It flows in Arabian Sea. I'll take red one, students. So where is Arabian Sea? Here. So we'll do a tick. Next Narmada. Where is Narmada? So Narmada is here in Arabian Sea. Oh, 1 minute, students. Sorry. So Godavari, it's in Bay of Bengal. Okay, so Narmada here, it's in Arabian Sea. And we have Ganga. So where is Ganga? Bay of Bengal. Okay, and we have to fill few more. I'll do it in blue one. So what else we have? We have, where is that screenshot? So we have Krishna. So we have Krishna, Kaveri, and Narmada is there, Tapati. So we have Tapati. So first we will see Krishna and Kaveri. Krishna and Kaveri both are Bay of Bengal. So we'll do a red tick. And where is Tapati? Tapati is in Arabian Sea. Okay. Next. Life in water. I think we can continue life in water in the part 2 video because already 45 minutes is going to get over. So life in water, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, only 6 pages are there. Okay. Okay, students, once this lesson is over, I'll be creating the worksheet for practice. And if you're not subscribing the channel, kindly subscribe the channel and watch the video. Okay. Bye bye, students. Take care and be safe. Okay, I've marked the important questions also. So these questions and all important, and always study this do you know. Most of the 1 mark questions are framed from this do you know option. Okay, so if you see in this page itself, we have like many do you know things. So here we will see activities there. Again activity. So we have question and answer. Okay. Okay, students, bye bye. I'm just telling most of the things in this video itself. We will leave some option in the next video. Next video I will give few more important questions and few more 1 mark questions and how to answer this different forms of water, solid, liquid, and vapor, with few more examples as well. Okay.